Everyone expected Traoré to break first. He was young, bold, and surrounded by enemies. But this time, it wasn't Traoré who made the call. It was Netanyahu. Yes, the Prime Minister of Israel sent a private message asking for a meeting with the one leader he once ignored. No media, no cameras, no press release, just a handwritten note, quietly delivered. 12 words. Quiet, careful. Almost like a whisper. We need to talk. I believe we misunderstood each other. This was not a message of strength. It was a signal, a shift. Because for months, Netanyahu refused to respond to Traoré. And now, he was reaching out. So what changed? Let's go back a few months ago. Ibrahim Traoré stood on the world stage and gave a warning. Africa will no longer be silent. Africa will no longer be used. He gave a deadline, not just to Israel, but to the entire system of exploitation. Recognize our independence, or lose our respect. Many leaders laughed. Many called it a stunt, but Traoré didn't flinch. He froze Israeli contracts, called for embassies to be reevaluated, warned calmly and clearly that Africa was done asking for permission. At first, Israel brushed it off. They thought Burkina Faso was too small to matter. That Traoré was just noise in the background. Then something happened. Chad recalled its ambassador. Guinea paused. Security cooperation. South Africa gave full support to Traoré's speech. Senegal began reviewing its agreements. And most importantly, young people rose up. From Dakar to Kampala, students marched with signs that read, "We remember everything? No more silence. Africa doesn't beg." Something had changed. Not just in policy, but in spirit, inside Israel. The mood shifted. Leaked reports from Netanyahu's office revealed emergency meetings quiet, warnings, and a growing fear. This wasn't about one country. This was about momentum. And Netanyahu, the man known for standing firm, was the one starting to feel pressure. So, quietly, he made a move. A French diplomat working behind the scenes flew into Ouagadougou. No media, no greeting. Just a sealed envelope with Netanyahu's personal note. It wasn't addressed to President. It was addressed to Ibrahim. That's not normal. It's not protocol. That's desperation. And what did Traoré do? He stayed silent. No statement. No response. No comment. But later that night, Traoré gave a short national address. He didn't mention Netanyahu. He didn't talk about any letter. Instead, he said, "This. When those who ignored our voice now want dialogue, we remember how they treated us in silence." That was all he needed to say. Because sometimes, silence speaks louder than words, and around the world, people got the message. In Nairobi, university students started chanting, "They need us now." In Brazil, political analysts asked, "Is Africa setting the tone for a new world order?" In Paris, protests erupted outside the Israeli embassy. Netanyahu had called, and Traoré didn't answer. That silence. That was power, but Netanyahu didn't. Stop. A second request was made, this time through Swiss channels. Still no media, still no official record. It's just another quiet appeal. "Let's meet. We need to talk." Still no response. Inside Israel, the frustration grew. Sources close to the Prime Minister say Netanyahu feels boxed in, unable to move without facing backlash from both the West and the global South. He's watching African leaders align. He's seeing trade deals suspended. For the first time, he's realizing that his biggest problem is a young captain in Burkina Faso. How did it come to this? Because Traoré didn't play by the old rules. He didn't beg, didn't threaten war. He stood his ground. And he reminded the world that respect isn't granted, it's earned. Other nations are watching. Latin American countries are asking, can we take similar steps? Asia's youth are reposting Traoré's speeches with subtitles. It's the idea spreading faster than any deal, faster than any threat. This isn't just about Netanyahu and Traoré anymore. It's about a shift from old power to new courage. From those who controlled the narrative to those finally writing their own. And what is Netanyahu doing now? Waiting, hoping for a response. trying not to lose face while the world sees him. Wait, one Israeli official reportedly said, "We thought we could control the story. Now we're just trying to catch up." Meanwhile, Traoré continues as usual, meeting with African allies, building a new economic framework, hosting cultural exchanges, and expanding education. He's not chasing attention. He's building something real in Netanyahu. He's realizing what happens when you ignore a warning and the world hears it anyway. Because Traoré didn't come for revenge, came for respect. And now, whether Netanyahu likes it or not, he has to answer to the new voice of Africa. Before you go, let us know in the comments. Do you think Netanyahu's move was sincere or just panic? Should Traoré meet with him or hold the line? And tell us where you're watching from. This isn't just politics, this is history happening right now. Smash that like button if you believe the world is finally shifting. Subscribe to Traoré, uprising for more truth, clarity, and raw political power. Because this is not the end, it's the beginning.